Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and let's go ahead and start the morning by making some Bitcoin maxis angry.
Hey Lynette, what are you holding in your hands right now?
Oh, okay. Well, I have a physical representation of Bitcoin, which interestingly enough is gold. And they tried to tell us that, oh, Bitcoin is just like gold and it's a safe haven asset. And I hope that anybody watching what happened on Monday would certainly see that that is not the case. But imagine, Bitcoin came out in January of 2009. Quantitative easing, all that money printing came out in March. Imagine if Bitcoin hadn't come out, how much more money would have gone into real gold. This is used everywhere in every single sector of the global economy. This is used one place. Bitcoin is not gold. It is an intangible. But there's a reason why they made it gold color, because that's the way they want you to think. It won't protect you. This will protect you.
Almost as if they want to fool you into Bitcoin. Now, this guy, I saw this clip this morning and it immediately reminded me of another clip that I'm going to show you. For those of you that haven't been around long, this man's 1,000% right. Listen to what he says.
Because there is trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars on the sideline that's just waiting for some clarity. I sometimes go in and I'm pitching these very conservative organizations like a bank or a sovereign wealth fund, and they're like, well, Bart, why should we have any crypto at all? And I'm like, I think it's super irresponsible to have zero exposure. Like, so let's talk about sizing of a portfolio. And if you want to buy Bitcoin, fine, or Ethereum, fine, or if you want to invest in one of our funds, that works too. But this is the fastest growing asset class in tech in history. If you want to look at Bitcoin or Ethereum and all the related companies like Kraken and Coinbase and Ripple and Anchorage and others, disclosure, I'm an investor in all those companies. It got first to $1 trillion, faster than Meta, faster than Google, faster than Apple, faster than Cisco. And this industry is here to stay. It's not going to be uninvented. It's global. And the United States is at risk of screwing it up with just overt, hostile regulatory approach. And I'm really grateful for Senator Lummis in the state of Wyoming, who's been a real pioneer here. Her staff in particular has done the work. But this has to be a bipartisan effort. It is not the job of unelected bureaucrats at three-letter agencies to pick winners and losers in technology.
That's what we've lived through in the XRP community right there. Let me let you hear it again.
Not the job of unelected bureaucrats at three-letter agencies to pick winners and losers in technology. That's what the private sector is for. And that's what people like us...
If you want to know what ETHgate is, you want to know what all this Bitcoin... everybody acting like Bitcoin is the end-all be-all and all these others are just nothing. That's where this comes from, the three-letter agencies. This has all been a sham. And that's where the SEC lawsuit came from. Here's Ryan Zagone talking about it years ago. This was like 2018 or 19.
You might still use proof of work.
Ryan Zagone, this is one of the Bitcoin maxis. Ryan Zagone was a head of regulatory for Ripple for a time.
You might still use proof of work.
Great. But I invite Ryan and Desiree, I don't know if you would like to comment on this as well. Ryan, go ahead.
Proof of work doesn't work. Proof of work doesn't work. It's been widely...
Ryan, proof of work's been working.
Let me finish.
Proof
of work doesn't work.
Let him finish, please.
And in the early days of Bitcoin, there was a whole group of developers that broke off to create other assets, XRP being one of them, that doesn't use mining, that's cheaper from an energy perspective than Visa, and already scales to 1,500 transactions a second. A lot of these problems have already been solved. The challenge for adoption comes back to policy. The policy uncertainty around some of the assets has limited adoption, particularly here in the US. And I'm speaking from Ripple and XRP because we use that asset because it's a half a cent per payment. It's basically free. it scales and it's efficient to 1,500 transactions a second at nearly no energy burn. So we're at a point today where there are real solutions to all of these challenges that already exist. Policies become the challenge. And we heard on the first panel that around centralization on China, and this is going to be a hard pill for Peter to swallow. But 80% of the mining power for Bitcoin is controlled by 6 mining pools, 5 of which are in China. Today, the policy certainty in the US exists for Bitcoin and Ethereum, despite the fact those are China-controlled platforms. So activity goes to those platforms. What we need to do from a policy perspective in the US is look at the places where there are uncertainty. And one place, I'm speaking directly for me here, is XRP, where it looks like Bitcoin. It's decentralized, it's open source. We have with 7% of the validation power on that, rather small in there. Grouping or giving clarity to those ones that are very similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, that have the same characteristics and should be classified the same way. And then we're creating a level playing field across all the cryptos. I'm not anti-Bitcoin or anti-Ethereum by any means. I think there's a lot of great potential and breakthrough there. But we need to have a level playing field so the market can pick which ones they want to use and not be, as today they are, hindered by regulatory uncertainty.
And that is what the Bitcoin and the Ethereum people will never tell you. There has not been a free market. Nothing you see on Crypto X, nothing factors that in. And we will not ever really see the free market until there's regulatory clarity. And when you do, then you're going to see a race to see who wins. The Black Swan capitalists, they have it right once again. Only 11 mining pools control the entire Bitcoin network. If all Bitcoin miners stopped, Bitcoin's price would collapse. If all gold mining stopped, gold's price would fly to the moon. Tell me which one is a hedge. Well, also tell me this. Who's going to build the new financial system on that? Nobody. Check this out. This guy says 94.273% of the supply is already mined and in circulation. Without miners, there's no one to validate transactions. No miners mean the network goes down. And he says, thank you for explaining that. The functioning of Bitcoin heavily relies on that. Now, Ripple, look at this. This is a good lineup. Introducing the incredible speaker lineup for Ripple Swell 2024. We're bringing together some of the most influential voices in blockchain fintech payments, including Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, Superintendent Adrian Harris, NYDFS, that's New York Department of Financial Services, Sheila Bair, former chair, FDIC, founding chair, Systemic Risk Council. We need somebody like that, don't we? Francisco Morodo, Global Head of Blockchain and Digital Assets, BBVA. Philip Martin, Chief Security Officer, Coinbase. Coinbase has never had anything to do with Ripple in any of these. Tim McCourt, Senior Managing Director, Global Head, Equities, FX, and Alternative Products at the CME Group. I want to draw your attention to this one. Superintendent Adriana Harris. I think this is going to go in the All the World's a Stage file, folks. Do you remember this? Well, first of all, let me show you this. Adriana Harris was nominated to lead the New York State Department of Financial Services. Okay, this is back in August 2021. She's been the head person there. Why is that important? Do you remember when Meta Lawman sued, or didn't sue, he filed a Freedom of Information Act request against New York Department of Financial Services because they had removed XRP from the green list, from their digital asset green list, after Judge Torres ruled about the XRP token as not a security. And he had filed that Freedom of Information Act request to find out who communicated with them post-lawsuit to get that done. And then eventually, I guess what happened is they added XRP back so that Coinbase could trade it in New York, and that was what. So anyway, my point is, now all of a sudden she's coming to Ripple Swell, and that was not her first interaction with Ripple. I think it was their blockchain initiative when she was at the University of Michigan as a professor. She was also involved. Check this out, Japan's 2025 XRP revolution. I like it. a bold leap towards nationwide digital payments. Japan is positioning itself as a global leader in digital currency adoption with a groundbreaking decision to integrate XRP as the primary medium for nationwide payments by 2025. The initiative, driven by the Strategic Business Innovator Group, SBI, Strategic Business Innovator, is that what it stands for? Maybe. And its CEO, Yoshitaka Kitao, marks a significant shift in the global financial landscape. Starting in 2025, Japanese bank accounts will be able to use XRP as a wide range of merchants, both online and offline, with rewards in the form of crypto trading fund CTF tokens. Interesting. 818,000 jobs that Joe and Kamala claim to have created aren't actually there. The largest downward revision to unemployment in 15 years. So now they've lied to you about the president's health. They lied to you about inflation. They continue to lie to you about that. And now they've lied to you about 818,000 jobs. And this is the former governor, Gina, whatever, of Rhode Island. And she just can't accept it. And right there at the DNC convention, she looks like a horse's you-know-what.
When you hear that, do you potentially think that this new numbers could be a liability for this campaign?
No, when I hear that, first of all, I don't believe it because I've never heard Donald Trump say anything truthful.
It is, though, from the Bureau of Labor.
I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not familiar with that. And apparently this is the Secretary of Commerce, and she's not familiar with that. I mean, please. Look, people are sick and tired of being lied to. Legacy media is witnessing a decline in viewership while X continues to break new all-time usage records. This is because the legacy media simply can't compete with the hundreds of millions of people providing real-time true information on X. They hate the truth. Okay, we're going to go into DAIXRP.com, and let me tell you, for the first time since I started covering this, you know, X47, our code for the guy that's running for president that nobody will speak of. You know, the guy that had that attempted thing that we can't talk about out here. Well, for the first time, crypto is involved, and I'm going to show you. And we've got another person that's saying, another major person who is saying the quiet part out loud. Get ready. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.